Hey everyone, welcome to Fluent English with Podcast. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Alan. Today we're diving into some great tips for learning English, but first, let's say hello properly, shall we? How's it going, Sophie?
Oh, just great, Alan. I'm excited to chat with you today and share some helpful advice for our listeners.
Likewise, Sophie. So folks, if you're tuning in for the first time, know that we're here to help you improve your English skills in a fun and relaxed way.
Absolutely. We want you to feel like you're just chatting with friends while you're learning. And speaking of learning, let's talk about some tips to help you along the way.
That's right. Everyone has their own method, so it's all about finding what works best for you. For me, watching English movies with subtitles really helped improve my vocabulary.
Oh, totally. And for me, practicing with native speakers was a game changer. It helped me get used to different accents and expressions.
Exactly. And remember, folks, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how we learn.
Absolutely. All right, now let's hear from some of our friends out there. We asked them to share their best tips for learning English, so let's see what they had to say.
Hi everyone, my name is Maria and I'm from Brazil. One thing that really helped me was setting small, achievable goals, like learning 5 new words a day or practicing speaking for 10 minutes.
I love that idea, Maria. Setting small goals makes the whole learning process feel less overwhelming.
Definitely. It's all about taking those little steps forward. Thanks for sharing, Maria.
Wow, Maria had some great advice there, didn't she?
Absolutely, Sophie. Setting small goals is such a practical way to make progress.
And it's so true that sometimes we can get caught up in trying to learn everything at once. Breaking it down into smaller tasks really helps.
Totally agree. All right, let's hear from our next friend.
Hi, I'm David from Spain. One thing that really helped me was immersing myself in English media. I started watching English TV shows, listening to English music, and even reading English books.
Immersion is key, David. It really helps you get comfortable with the language in different contexts.
Absolutely. And it's so much fun, too. You get to discover new movies, music, and books while improving your English.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Sophie. Thanks for sharing, David.
David's experience with immersion is so relatable, isn't it?
Definitely, Sophie. Immersing yourself in the language helps it become second nature.
And it's great how he mentioned different forms of media, too. There's something out there for everyone.
Absolutely. All right, let's keep this rolling with our next contributor.
Hey, I'm Emily from Canada. One tip that really helped me was finding a language exchange partner. I found someone who wanted to learn my native language, and we would chat in English for half the time and their language for the other half.
That's such a fantastic idea, Emily. Language exchange is a great way to practice speaking with a real person and learn about different cultures, too.
Absolutely. Plus, it's a two-way street, so both partners benefit. Thanks for sharing your experience, Emily.
Emily's suggestion about language exchange is spot on, don't you think, Sophie?
Definitely, Alan. It's like having a built-in support system for learning.
Exactly. And the cultural exchange aspect adds so much richness to the experience.
Totally agree. All right, let's hear from our next contributor.
Hi, my name is Ahmed, and I'm from Egypt. One thing that really helped me was practicing English every day, even if it was just for a few minutes. Consistency is key.
Ahmed's got it right, Alan. Consistency is so important when you're learning a new language.
Absolutely, Sophie. Even just a few minutes of practice each day can make a big difference over time.
And it helps keep the language fresh in your mind, too. Thanks for sharing your tip, Ahmed.
Ahmed's advice about consistency really resonates with me, Sophie.
Definitely, Alan. It's like building a habit. The more you practice, the easier it becomes.
Exactly. And it's amazing how those small, consistent efforts can add up over time.
Absolutely. All right, let's keep the momentum going with our next contributor.
Hi, I'm Ling from China. One thing that really helped me was using English in my everyday life as much as possible. I changed my phone and social media settings to English, and I even started thinking in English.
Ling's tip is so practical, Alan. Integrating English into your daily routine is a fantastic way to make it feel natural.
Absolutely, Sophie. Making those small adjustments can have a big impact on your language skills.
And it's amazing how quickly you start thinking in English when you surround yourself with it. Thanks for sharing, Ling.
Ling's suggestion about using English in everyday life is brilliant, isn't it, Sophie?
Totally, Alan. It's like turning your environment into a classroom.
Exactly. And it helps reinforce what you're learning in a real-world context.
Absolutely. All right, let's hear from our next contributor.
Hi there, my name is Juan and I'm from Mexico. One tip that really helped me was keeping a journal in English. I would write about my day, my thoughts, and even my dreams in English. It helped me practice writing and express myself better.
Juan's suggestion about keeping a journal is fantastic, Sophie. Writing is such an important skill to develop when learning a new language.
Absolutely, Alan. And keeping a journal gives you a safe space to practice without the pressure of speaking or being corrected.
Definitely. Plus, you can look back and see how much you've progressed over time. Thanks for sharing your tip, Juan.
Juan's idea of keeping a journal is so creative, Alan.
Absolutely, Sophie. It's like having a personal English diary.
And it's a great way to track your progress and see how far you've come.
Definitely. All right, let's move on to our next contributor.
Hi, I'm Anna from Russia. One thing that really helped me was using language learning apps. There are so many great ones out there that make learning English fun and interactive.
Anna's suggestion about using language learning apps is spot on, Sophie. There are tons of amazing resources available right at your fingertips.
Absolutely, Alan. And the best part is that you can practice anytime, anywhere.
Exactly. It's like carrying a language tutor in your pocket. Thanks for sharing your tip, Anna.
Anna's idea of using language learning apps is so convenient, isn't it, Alan?
Totally, Sophie. With apps, you can learn at your own pace and tailor your lessons to fit your interests.
And many of them offer interactive features like games and quizzes, which make learning engaging and fun.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to our next contributor.
Hello, my name is Diego and I'm from Argentina. One thing that really helped me was practicing speaking out loud, even if it was just repeating phrases from movies or podcasts.
Diego's tip about practicing speaking out loud is so important, Alan. Speaking is often the hardest skill to develop, but practicing regularly can make a huge difference.
Absolutely, Sophie. And it helps build confidence too, which is key to becoming fluent.
Definitely. Plus, it's a great way to work on pronunciation and intonation. Thanks for sharing, Diego.
Diego's suggestion of practicing speaking out loud is invaluable, Sophie.
Absolutely, Alan. It's like training your mouth and ears to get used to the sounds of the language.
And it's a low-pressure way to practice, since you're just repeating what you hear.
Exactly. All right, let's hear from our next contributor.
Hi, I'm May from Japan. One thing that really helped me was joining English-speaking clubs or communities. It gave me the opportunity to practice speaking with others who were also learning or fluent in English.
Maya's suggestion about joining English-speaking clubs or communities is fantastic, Sophie. Surrounding yourself with people who share your goals can be really motivating.
Absolutely, Alan. And it creates a supportive environment where you can learn from each other and build confidence.
Definitely. Plus, you get to make new friends along the way. Thanks for sharing your tip.
May's idea of joining English-speaking clubs or communities is so smart, Alan.
Totally, Sophie. It's like having a built-in support system to cheer you on.
And it's a great way to practice in a relaxed, social setting.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on to our final contributor.
Hello, my name is Carlos, and I'm from Spain. One thing that really helped me was not being afraid to make mistakes. Learning a language is all about trial and error, and the more you practice, the better you'll become.
Carlos's tip about not being afraid to make mistakes is so important, Alan. It's natural to stumble along the way, but it's all part of the learning process.
Absolutely, Sophie. Embracing mistakes as opportunities to learn and grow is key to becoming fluent.
Definitely. And it helps alleviate the pressure we often put on ourselves to be perfect. Thanks for sharing your wisdom, Carlos.
Carlos's advice about embracing mistakes is so reassuring, Sophie.
Absolutely, Alan. It's like giving ourselves permission to learn and grow at our own pace.
And it takes the pressure off, allowing us to enjoy the journey of learning English.
Exactly. Well, that wraps up our listener contributions for today. We want to thank everyone who shared their valuable tips and experiences with us.
Yes, thank you all so much. And remember, folks, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to learning English. It's all about finding what works best for you and sticking with it.
That's right, Alan. And don't forget, we're here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, happy learning.